We just found out some horrible news about inflation in Europe and in the US as well. But first, please like and subscribe. Check us down below for our CT Club where you get trade alerts, portfolio updates, and you get to see what we are doing in this bear market. And yeah, we are doing a lot. Okay, so Germany just had 10.9% inflation today. Okay, the expectation was 10.2%. Now, 10.9% inflation is the highest inflation that they've had since World War II. Okay? Now, keep in mind, you had a lot of these people saying inflation's not going to be that bad, it's going to be calmed down. Now, this is the sad part of this is coming from people with very large accounts, very popular people in the crypto space that people like to look at so that they can get an idea about the economy. Whereas they could have just watched this channel, and I've been pretty spot on so far about inflation, saying that it's not going away, it's going to continue. Okay, so guess what Germany is going to do about this inflation? To combat this inflation, actually to combat the energy crisis that they're experiencing right now with high energy prices. They're going to spend 200 billion euro as a package to shield against surging energy prices. So you're kind of getting what's going on here. Remember I told you at the beginning of the war that just happened, that energy prices are skyrocketing, and I said, listen, the governments are going to go in, and this is going to be an excuse for them to print currency to help people with energy prices. And guess what's happening? Exactly that. Exactly that. I was one of the only people saying that was going to happen. It's ridiculed, but whatever. You know what? This is absolutely crazy what's happening. Okay, so keep in mind that in August, Germany's CPI was 7.9%. Now we are at 10.9%. How long is this going to go? It's probably going to go on for a little bit longer. Okay, so now you had food CPI in Germany jump 19%. So keep in mind, now we have food crisis here. Like people are gonna, unless you've been making 20% more of your paycheck, how are you gonna afford your food now? So what is government gonna do? They're gonna go in and step in and go, hey, you know what? We're gonna subsidize food and we're gonna print a lot more currency to help out with inflation. And you kind of see the loop that's happening. These people know what they're doing. They're psychopaths, these central bankers, they're just crazy. But most people have no clue what's going to hit them, which is really sad. If you don't understand what I'm talking about, it's going to be really painful for you. Okay, so now you had in Netherlands, you had 17.1 CPI, or 17.1% CPI. This is crazy. Like I said, unless you've made an extra 17.1% at your job or whatever, you're kind of screwed. You know what I mean? Unless you have a huge savings, but they're going to go through that savings pretty fast. Okay, so now altogether, the Eurozone inflation is about 10%, okay, on average. Now, America is not out of the woods either, okay? You had 60% of Americans that are living paycheck to paycheck, which is an increase from 55% last year. And that's really unfortunate because that's Americans trying to make ends meet as well. And you're going to experience much, much harder inflation. And those people that are working paycheck to paycheck, that number is going to continue increasing because, you know, if wages are stagnant, and the prices are increasing, well, you're going to need to work more and more and more just to make ends meet, right? So you're not really going to have much savings, right? And then who are you going to ask for to bail you out? Government. Okay, so like I've said before, what's going to happen, in my view, is that this will be the implementation of a CBDC to help everybody out, to make it easier for the government to reach out to people, to give them money, to give them stimulus checks and all that stuff, but through the form of CBDCs. And I just see that that's pretty much what's going to happen. So this is why we are in Bitcoin. Bitcoin on average each year goes up 150%. So that's definitely going to keep up with monetary inflation, which we are experiencing, like CPI and everything. It's going to take care of you in the long run. And this is not an exception. Like right now, what we are experiencing, you know, I think personally we are very close to a bottom, or at least at a bottom. You know, a lot of these doom and gloomers are saying, oh, we're going to go to $10,000, $16,000. Who knows? But I'm like, what the heck is going to cause it to go to $10,000 when we just had the dollar index reach almost 115 and obliterated through the the British pound? You know, the British pound was the lowest it's ever been, ever since the 1800s, right? Keep in mind, back then in the 1800s, it took $5 to buy 1 British pound. Now it takes about 1.05 or something like that, which is pretty crazy. And yeah, probably is going to continue because the dollar index is the strongest out of them all right now. And yes, they fluctuate back and forth, but still, you can kind of see the devaluation of these fiat currencies, and they will be definitely devaluing against Bitcoin. That is almost as sure of a thing as I can say right now on YouTube. So anyways, please like and subscribe, and I will talk to you soon.